spent the weekend behind the scenes launching my first ever body care business. Séduirebody is a body care business for those who suffer with eczema and hyperpigmentation, and I've been working on this business for the past 4 years. I finally got into a place where I was ready to launch it, and any other business owner knows that there is so much that goes in behind the scenes that many people don't really get to see. So I thought it'd be fun to take you behind the scenes on all of the formulating, labeling and making of our first batch of products. Now, being a small business, I didn't want to stock too many products that I wasn't able to shift, so I started with a really modest amount, around 50 to 60 units per item, and only with 4 items. If you're interested in body care, formulating, or anything to do with mindfulness and lifestyle, then hit that subscribe button because I have so many videos coming your way. I also post way more regularly on our TikTok page. All of our social media information can be found in the description box, and any little cute little details or ingredient things or any little quirks that I just feel like would be useful to what you're about to see, I'm going to type them on the screen. I spent quite an embarrassing amount of money on labels, and I actually don't know how I ended up getting here. It was like every single time I would design it, it just wasn't translating the same in person. And honestly, I have definitely learned from the jump. Stuff like packaging and labels, I am going to get that well in advance because it was really hitting close to crunch time by the time I finally sorted out all of my labels. Whenever I disinfect all of my jars and bottles, I always go in with warm soapy water and a nice big dollop of disinfectant. I just feel like doing this is just giving double the whammy. I then just wash it out and let it air dry overnight, or sometimes I just do it in the morning and let it air dry, but I just want to make sure I keep everything sanitary. But the downside, as you can see, is that things can get broken in the process. It was really heartbroken over that. That is my biggest glass beaker and it literally just slipped out of my hands. Whenever I formulate, I always start with my body scrubs because my body scrubs take the longest to make. It's an emulsified body scrub, meaning that it contains liquid and it contains butters and oils. But because I have to make the base first and then the base has to cool down, I always start with it because whilst that's cooling down, I could just be making my other products. This body scrub, I swear by, I absolutely live by. So I am someone who has chronic skin conditions. I have eczema, and then my eczema causes me to have hyperpigmentation. I also have PCOS and I have body acne. So me personally, on my body care journey, I used to buy loads and loads of products and it was just getting very expensive. It was very complicated, and it was one of my biggest motivators in making this body scrub. I wanted a body scrub that tackled multiple concerns in one application. I didn't want to keep complexifying my routine, and I was just overspending so much money. So this is my liquefied salicylic acid. My body scrub contains salicylic acid, willow bark extracts. Those two are great exfoliants. They're great for unclogging pores. So if you suffer from things like ingrown hairs or body acne like I do, or even strawberry legs, using this multiple times a week is perfect for getting into your pores and clogging out that dead skin. It also contains licorice root extract, which is great at targeting hyperpigmentation, especially in people with melanin. It stops the overproduction of melanin, it evens out your skin tones, it brightens your skin. Adding these into the scrub just makes it really soothing, really moisturizing, really hydrating with the glycerin. But speaking of hydrating, we're moving on to my favorite thing to make, our Secret Obsession Body Whip. So this was the first thing that I ever formulated in my body care business. Like, I remember when I first decided I wanted a body care business, I said, yeah, I'll make body butters like everyone else, but I didn't just want to make a butter that was literally just like butters and oils. And for my skin personally, it just wasn't enough. It just felt like I was making my skin shiny, but it wasn't really making it soft. And that's when I started researching like into dry skin and my eczema, and I knew that my skin in particular has a problem with retaining water, it can't retain moisture. So the body butters I was making, yeah, it would like put the moisture over it, but it didn't have any water to keep in. So that's where I first started making emulsified body butters. So my body butter contains 3 butters, about 4 oils, these little white things you can see. They're called acids, like this one's stearic acid, but it's not an actual acid, it's actually just wax. These little waxes, they're great when you combine them with butters and oils because it just adds on extra moisture and they're just great at protecting the skin barrier and stuff. But because I knew my skin needed hydration, that's when I just wanted this to be the most hydrating body whip money can buy. So this is distilled water. Distilled water is in almost every single lotion, but I kind of take it up like 8 notches because I'm also throwing in some oat. Oat is so soothing and loving to the skin, and if you're a real eczema girly, if you're a real dry skin girly, you know oat down bad. Same with glycerin. Glycerin is so deeply hydrating. I also throw in a lot of rose water in there. Then once everything has melted down and is at the same temperature, I just pour the water into the oil and emulsify it together. And this is kind of my favorite bit. Like, I love the color of it as well. It's such a deep gold, and that's all because of the pumpkin seed oil. Hats off the pumpkin seed oil. Love you down bad. Love you as an oil. You're great to look at. Really, really great at retaining moisture and repairing the skin. Love pumpkin seed oil. So I really wanted to encourage patch testing. Buying body care is a big commitment, and I would really hate for anyone to spend so much on body care for it to just not agree with the skin. So these little pouches, what I'm doing is I'm just making little sample pouches to give out to people who buy the whips, people who buy the oils, whatever product you buy, you will be given a sample pouch. You can use a sample pouch, and if it just doesn't agree with your skin, that is absolutely okay. You can return the product unused for a full refund. This shimmer oil is so messy to make. I have to wear a mask. I don't always wear a mask, but I should. It is so messy to make, guys, but let's make it. It has a combination of 4 different micas. 3 of them are bronzing, and 1 of them is the most iridescent, pearlescent, sparkly glitter you could imagine. I didn't just want to make another shimmer oil. You know those shimmer oils that you just buy and you have to shake and it's just like, yeah, mica and oil, it's cute. I wanted something that was like 3D, that would almost like test every single one of your senses. So it smells amazing. It's got this deep jasmine musk floral smell, but then it also looks mesmerizing. And that's why on the box I had to warn people, like, guys, this product will make you the center of attention. So do not wear this if you do not want to be seen, because you're going to be seen. Do you know what I mean? In the UK, it's a legal requirement to batch all of your products. I bought this cute little black printer off of Alibaba because I just thought right now I'm not making them in a big enough production to get them on the labels. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I just thought printing it on is just the perfect way to go about it. Now, obviously, you know, you can't run a business without making everything hashtag content. But it was nice to be able to pack a couple of orders as well and just really get into the flow of what it's like to pack an order, how time consuming it is, even stuff like what way to lay the tissue paper. Like, these things weren't initially coming to mind. They were kind of overlooked on my part. So it was good to be able to hash these things out launch weekend. So from this point forward, I'm able to just seamlessly pack all of the orders. At the core of the brand stands rebellion and romance and just loving yourself and really just accepting yourself for the way you are. And one thing I really wanted to do was every single one of my customers, I wanted them to feel like they were receiving a PR box. I didn't just want to leave the PR box to people who had like a great community or a great following, but I felt like everybody deserved to have that moment when they open their box. So everything from the box to the mailer bags to the tissue paper to the ribbon, everything is branded and is packed by myself with so much love and care. It is so meticulously wrapped and placed because I really wanted this to just be a moment of, wow, this looks great, or wow, this is going to make me feel as great as this looks, you know? Like, I want people who use séduirebody to be able to seduce themselves and be able to just finesse and seduce life because they just feel that great. Because I do think some of your best moments, some of the things you can achieve only happen when you are at one with yourself, when you're truly whole and content with just, you know, how you feel and look inside and out.